Final answer. Deforestation increases flooding severity during heavy rains due to reduced water absorption and higher runoff. Number 5. Analyze the risks posed by landslide in mountainous areas during prolonged rainfall. Given mountainous areas experience prolonged rainfall. Required. Analyze landslide risks. Solution. Heavy rainfall saturates soil and steep slopes fail, causing landslides. Risks include property damage, injury, and road blockages. Final answer. Prolonged rainfall in mountainous areas increases landslide risks, threatening lives, property, and transportation. Number 6. Describe the early warning systems used for tropical cyclones and how communities can respond to them. Given tropical cyclones threaten communities. Required. Describe warning systems and responses. Solution. Systems include Pag-asa alerts, sirens, text notifications. Communities respond by evacuation, securing property, and emergency preparedness. Final answer. Early warning systems like Pag-asa alerts and sirens help communities prepare for cyclones by enabling evacuation and safety measures. Number 7. Explain why urban areas are more vulnerable to flash floods compared to rural areas. Given urban versus rural areas. Required. Explain why urban areas are more vulnerable. Solution. Impermeable surfaces, poor drainage, and dense population increase flood risk in cities. Final answer. Urban areas are more prone to flash floods due to concrete surfaces, inadequate drainage, and dense populations. Number 8. Discuss the role of mangroves and coastal vegetation in mitigating storm surge impacts. So we are given coastal ecosystems. Required. Discuss role in mitigating storm surge. Solution. Mangroves reduce wave energy, prevent erosion, and protect inland areas. Final answer. Mangroves and coastal vegetation buffer storm surges, reducing flooding and coastal erosion. Number 9. Identify 3 preventive measures households can take to reduce heat-related illnesses during heat waves. So given households during heat waves. So required, identify 3 measures. Solution, stay hydrated, use fans or AC, avoid outdoor activities during peak heat. Final answer, households can prevent heat-related illness by drinking water, using cooling devices, and limiting exposure during peak heat. Number 10. Compare and contrast the impacts of a typhoon, Ipo-Ipo, versus a severe thunderstorm on infrastructure. So we're given typhoon, Ipo-Ipo, and severe thunderstorms. Required, compare impacts and do on infrastructure. Solution, typhoons, widespread damage, flooding, roof destruction. Thunderstorms, localized lightning, minor flooding, and downed trees. Final answer, typhoons cause extensive, long-lasting infrastructure damage, while severe thunderstorms result in localized, short-term impacts. Number 11. Explain how building codes and land use planning can reduce the risk of damage from tropical cyclones. So we're given areas prone to cyclones. Required, explain risk reduction. Solution, stronger buildings, elevated structures, avoiding flood-prone zones, minimize damage. Final answer, enforcing building codes and proper land use planning reduces structural damage and loss of life during cyclones. Number 12. Describe the warning signs and safety measures that communities should follow during a thunderstorm. Given communities during thunderstorms. So required, describe warning signs and measures. Solution, warning signs, dark clouds, lightning, sudden winds. Measures, stay indoors, avoid tall objects, unplug electronics. Final answer, recognizing dark clouds and lightning allows people to take shelter and prevent injuries during thunderstorms. Number 13. Discuss how climate change may influence the frequency and intensity of hydrometeorological hazards Given global climate trends. So required, discuss influences on hazards, frequency, and intensity. So solution, warmer oceans and altered rainfall, increased cyclones, floods, and heat waves. Final answer, climate change, intensify hydrometeorological hazards, making storms, floods, and heavy waves more frequent and severe. Number 14. Explain the difference between primary and secondary hazards in the context of tropical cyclones. Given tropical cyclones. Required, explain difference. Solution. Primary, strong winds, rain, storm surge, secondary flooding, landslides, disease outbreaks. Final answer. Primary hazards are direct impacts of cyclones, while secondary hazards result from subsequent environmental changes. Number 15. Identify strategies to manage water drainage and prevent urban flooding during heavy rains. So we're given heavy rainfall in cities. Required, identify strategies. Solution, improve drainage. Install retention basins. Implement green spaces. Final answer, proper drainage and green infrastructure help prevent urban flooding during heavy rain. Number 16. Discuss the role of community education and disaster preparedness drills in reducing hazard risks. So we're given communities at risk. Required, discuss role of education and drills. Solution, preparedness drills and hazard education increase awareness and reduce casualties. Final answer, community education and disaster drills improve readiness and reduce risk during hazards. Number 17. Explain how heat waves affect vulnerable populations differently and suggest mitigation strategies. Given elderly, children, outdoor workers. Required, explain impacts and mitigation. Solution, more susceptible to heat stress. Mitigating includes cooling centers, hydration, and limited outdoor work.